So our first yin posture for today is deer pose. So we're gonna focus on hip a little bit more today. Namaste, welcome to Surrender and Feel Yoga with me, Shariza. I hope you all are doing well, and thank you for tuning in and checking this video out. Today's class is going to be a very gentle, soft, nourishing yin practice. So if you're ready, we're just going to welcome ourselves on a mat or on a bed or any space that is comfortable and safe for your body to ground and to arrive so that we can practice. So let's begin. Alright, today's class for this very short yin practice, I'm going to focus on hip opening. We stored a lot of tension in our hip, perhaps because we sit down a lot, especially throughout this past 2 years during the pandemic, everything at home, through numerous of lockdowns and movement control. So we spend a lot of time sitting down, even working from home as well. So we tend to have a lot of tightness in the hip if we sit down a lot, and our hip stores a lot of emotions, tensions, energetical level, the place that we store a lot of things that can cause blockages and tightness. We're going to allow ourselves today to nourish, to nurture, to soften, and we're going to think about element of water. We know water is very soft, steady, like calm lake, but water is also very flowy. It will nourish and cleanse. Water can also be harsh, like big waves. It can sweep away everything like tsunami. Whatever water means to you, but we're going to think about that element of just flowing. Water will just flow. Water will go to a place that it will grow and flow where it feels like. It's not about the strength of the water that shaped the rocks, but it's the persistence of water. So we're going to think about that in our yin practice, that we hold the poses a bit longer to allow spaces to open and to allow tightness to be released and tension to be released and soften as well. So let's begin our practice, finding yourself in any seated position, Sukhasana, easy pose. Find yourself seated firmly and safely, rooting the sit bone down on the ground, lengthening the spine up to the crown of the head. Palms can face down or face up on your knees or your thighs. Allow your spine to be long and tall. Just start by just grounding and arriving. Neutral, natural breath. Without any force, inhale and exhale like water flowing. Soft and gentle. Steady but not stiff. Start by focusing inwards. And that's what Yin Yoga practice is all about. Tuning within. Check in. An inwards practice. Placing your right palm on the belly, left palm on the chest where your heart is, connecting with your body. As you inhale, expansion of the belly, spaces in your heart and the chest. Pause for a moment, let air, energy, water, that energy circulate inside your body. And when you exhale, let it all go. Do it for a few more rounds. And while you do that, I'd like to invite you to set your intention for today's practice. Whatever reason that brought you here today on the mat, to unwind, to surrender. An element water today, we're going to focus on hip opening, yin practice. Release, release and release. A few more breath in. A few more breath out. Slowly. Once you're ready, place the palms back on your knees and blink open your eyes. Find child's pose. releasing, relaxing. Nourishing, surrendering, melting the heart. A pose that you can go to whenever you feel that you need for that pause, finding stillness and reflect. Slowly take a moment to sink a little bit longer here if you like to immerse and deeper into this posture. Pressing the hip towards the heel. Melting your heart more towards the mat, towards the ground. Softening, releasing any tightness in the shoulders. The next pose, we're going to come into child's pose or tadpole in yin. Opportunity to just surrender and melt. An invitation to bring your big toes together, knees wide open. An invitation also to place a bolster, a cushion under your body, under your chest, in between your knees so that you can melt for a subtle support. If not, just allow your body organically melt towards the ground, melting your belly, chest, forehead towards the mat, extending your arms forward, elbows can bend, forehead on the mat. Softening, releasing, surrendering. And just be here. A pose that we can go to whenever we need time to pause and reflect. A great stretch for the hip. A great stretch for the mind and the heart and the organs, as well as we slow down really to connect within. And hold this for another minute. Surrendering. Slowly and gently lift the chest, lift the forehead, walk your palms close towards you. Coming into a seated position with your eyes closed. And slowly let's come into the next pose. The deer pose, we're going to bring our right leg towards the side, so internal rotation, and bring your right shin facing or in line with the right side of the mat, and your left shin, the front leg, parallel to the front of the mat. Trying to find your best limit here, somewhat 90-90, sitting upright, creating a little bit more space. If you need to place a blanket or cushion under your knees, do that. If not, then just sit upright, or even place a cushion under your hip to just sit bone so that you can just sit upright a little bit more. Finding what works for you first. And then there's no need to rush in yin. We always rushing from getting to one point to another point, finish off all our checklists, and once we're done with one, we just want to continue doing the next one. And yin is a practice that allows us to cultivate patience, to slow down a little bit, to allow our body, our mind, our soul, and entire energy to just some space to breathe. And in order for us to share our energy out or hold space for others, we gotta fill our own cup first. So fill your own cup, water it and nourish it with good energy, and sometimes all you need is just to find stillness. So your organs can relax a little bit, your nervous systems can rest a little bit, slow down. So we're gonna enter our first deer variation. We're gonna come into a deer twist. So So keeping your spine tall and long, you're going to twist from your waist, from your ribcage, just turn towards your left, bringing your left hand towards the left side, right palm on the left knee or outside of your left knee. Just come into a nice twist. Gentle in the wrist, especially for your left hand, just looking towards your left. And once you feel okay, you feel like you have a little bit more limit, and finding your edge and limit is Yin first principle. So if this is already your limit, stay here. If you have a deeper limit and you like to see whether your body can go, so lower the palms down towards your left. Your chest are all facing towards the left, and you start to feel a lot of stretch in the right hip, depending on your body as well, maybe the lower back as well. First, hold this. It's a great stretch for the spine as well. And then slowly lower the forearm down. If this is already a lot, stay. If you have props like pillows or cushions or blocks, you can even have the props close to you. So you can actually use it as support. So take the pillows, bolsters or cushion and just rest with your left side of the face on it. Or even you can just face towards the cushion. Just allow yourself to just breathe. And you hold this for a while, which I will set a timer, and you hold this in silence and stillness. Melt everything down towards the ground. Allow yourself to just breathe softly. Yin is a very passive, nourishing practice. Yin allows us to slow down and check in with ourselves, to hold space. Yin is a practice of just relaxing, nourishing, surrendering, to just be in the moment. Like water, we flow. Like water, we move. And movement is medicine. When we move, not just the physical body, but when we look inwards, we allow any tightness or blockages in our body being released. Hold this space in silence for another minute. Wherever variation you're at, find stillness, and that's the second principle of Yin. Stillness but not stiffness, so adjust if you need to. And in the third one, we hold these poses for a few minutes to nourish to the tissues, to soften, to release. Silence, serenity, patience. Observing any sensation in your body and discomfort. If there's any pain, step out from this pose and re-enter if you can, or come to the seated position of the twist. Placing the palms under your shoulders, taking your time to peel your chest away from the ground, coming into this twist again. This time we're going to hold this twist for palms on the ground, another minute. Usual Yin poses we hold about 3 to 5 minutes or even longer sometimes. But there's going to be many variations. If you like to lower down a little bit more, you can still lower down for another minute or so. If not, then stay upright so that we are prepared to give our body back, bringing our body back to center. Slow deep breath, eyes can close or your focus point can just be towards one point so that your eyes don't wander around. We save the energy of our body and our mind so that we can really be present. Three more breaths in and out. Without any rush, slowly walk your hands back towards your left leg, coming back to center. Just sit upright into deer, just facing forward. Keep your spine tall and long. And then from here, bring your right knee in towards you and stretch your right leg out straight towards the right side and bring your left heel close towards you. Gonna do half dragonfly. And here you can use the props again. So if you need to sit on a cushion or blanket, do that. If not, then come sit upright, reach your spine tall and long, your right shoulder in line with your right leg. So if your hamstring of the right leg feels a bit tight, you can roll the blanket and place under your right knee. If not, then we'll see where our limit takes us. The usage of props can be in front of your right knee or outside to just give you support. Or if your cushion is really soft and gentle, you can bring it on top of your leg. Slide your right elbow on top of the right shin and bring your right palm where the right side of the head is, reaching your left hand up and rest your left hand on top of your head and just let it relax you just for a minute for this one. Taking a moment to really breathe, and eyes can close. Try not to lean forward, but keep it up and back. So start to feel the lateral flexion of the spine here, a nice stretch for the side body, for the gallbladder meridian, also for the lungs and the heart meridian where our arms are concerned. So hold this for about a minute. And again, you can always hold a bit longer if you need more space. Again, you don't really need props. You can always lower the elbow on the shin or in front or at the back. You can even have yoga blocks. The purpose of this pose is to just elongate more to the spine, side body stretch. Giving your legs a stretch as well. So opening to the heart a little bit by leaning back. Few more breath in and out. Slowly, without any rush, reaching your left hand up towards the sky and then towards the left. Use your right palm to push your head up. And then just sit upright, do nothing. Allow yourself just to find stillness, eyes can close. So after we press a certain pressure in our body parts, in the organs, when we release out from the pose, the blood gets to flow a little bit better. Like how sometimes we think about a water pipe or water hose. If there's a lot of mud inside it for a long time and you start to run water through it, the water gets stuck. So you have to constantly press and release the water more and more with more pressure so that the mud can be released. So water is that strong, and water can be really, really soft as well. Water can symbolize tears. Water can be symbolized tears of sadness and also tears of joy. So it symbolized many, many things. So embrace that experience. Feel into it. All right. The next one, we're just going to come back into Sukhasana. Bend your right knee. Bring your right shin in front of you, finding yourself back in Sukhasana. Sitting upright. Alright, now we're going to come into deer pose the other side. Right shin forward, left shin towards the side. Flex both toes to just protect to the knee a little bit. So find what works for you. If you need to place a blanket again, do that. If not, then find a position that feels safe and good for you. So we're going to hold this first, sitting upright, facing forward. Notice and observe how you feel on this side. Everything feels different. Even though it's the same, but it's never the same. It's a brand new day. It's also a new day. We embrace it with new experience. Water can build, yet water can destroy. And our body is made out of a 70% water, so there's a lot of energy of water flowing inside our body. So allow the energy to keep flowing, releasing as well. Now twist towards your right, so right hand at the side towards the right, left palm outside of the left knee. Bend the elbow if you need to, just look towards your right. Finding stillness, yet softness. And then slowly take a moment to breathe for a few more rounds. If this is already your limit, you're going to stay here. Maybe you have a deeper limit, lower the left palm down. Both palms on the ground, just face towards your right a little bit more and twist from your waist. And maybe you have a little bit more extra limit, lower the forearm down. Again, if you feel that there's more space for you, maybe lower the forehead down. Or if you lower your left side of the face on the other side, it will be right side here. Alright, find what works for you. Use any props if you need. So I'm going to use a cushion for me. While I'll hold this in stillness. We're going to hold this for a while. And while you do that, I'm going to read some excerpts from Nikki Banas from her book Soul Waves. I'll share it with you later, but for now I'm just going to read the excerpts that call Time to Reflect. It says, take time to reflect. Take time to look back on how far you have come and how much you have grown. I mean it, my beautiful friend. When was the last time you really took a moment to celebrate just how far you have come? This is very apt with Yin practice. We slow down to celebrate, to honor. So every now and again, take a break from charging forward to just pause and be proud of all the progress you have made. And when you finish something big, really, truly take the time to celebrate the big thing you just completed, or immerse into that moment, whatever it is. Whether or not it is big to others, if it is big to you, celebrate and honor it. Too often we charge right into the next thing without absorbing and reflecting on what we just finished. I think we live in a world where it's push. Let's go. Yeah, sometimes we climb up an entire mountain, spending months or years on the climb, only to get to the top and quickly see and plan the next one we hope to climb, which is perfectly human. But what we don't realize is that a lot of growth happens when we take the time to absorb all that we did. So now, in this Yin practice, take the time to reflect on the lessons you have learned and the strength you have gained throughout your trials. Take the time to realize your growth. Let it sink in. Absorb it. Let yourself be proud and let yourself celebrate, because there will always be another mountain to climb. But before you pack up and go, make sure you celebrate this one. Before we go again, surrender. Pause and immerse. Lifting your forehead and your chest, coming back to that twist, and just stay for another minute. Without any force, just adjust accordingly and notice how you feel. And just visualize that water element again, thinking about wringing out water from a wet towel. You release, you cleanse, you let go of things you don't need. The things that weigh us down. In water, whether we drown or we float. And if we can swim, we use support. And that's what life is all about. We need help, we find help, and we can also be that help. So we drink water every day. It has given us this energy to grow and to sustain. And when we fill our cup with good energy, and that water we fill ourselves with is our good vibes, whether we are really drinking that water or energetically. Allow yourself just to absorb, feel into that space. Returning back to center slowly, coming to front without forcing and without rushing. And then once you hold this space, just take a moment to just be here, be present. Bringing your left knee close towards you. Kick your left leg out towards the side, half dragonfly, right heel close towards you. Finding what works for you first, whether you need to sit on a cushion, placing a blanket under your right knee, or even roll a small blanket under your left knee if you need to have little support for your left leg if your hamstrings feel tight. Left shoulder in line with the left leg. We just come into this position that we can rest in. Side body stretch here, lateral flexion. Just gonna set the timer. Lower the left elbow on the left shin or inside or at the back. Palms support your left palm supporting your head. Opening your right chest, reaching your right hand up and bend the elbow, relax. Elbow back, heart open, eyes can close. Facial muscles can relax. Breathe. Some of you probably feel the stretch in the lower part of the body, or maybe more on the right side, maybe the spine as well, or maybe more so in our mind. When we slow down, there's going to be a lot of racing thoughts. But focus on the breath. Focus on giving your organs a little break. Take longer, deeper breath. Slowly reaching your right hand out. Right hand towards the right. Using your left palm to push your head up. Lengthening to the spine, keeping it upright. Just take a moment to pause. No need to rush. Cross your left shin in front of you. And you're going to enter into reclined position. Find your way to let you lie down safely on the mat. Feet can bend. Open the legs as wide as the mat. Find a windshield wiper stretch. Your palms or hands can be in cactus. Drop with knees towards your right. Inhale. And then come back to center. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, drop the other side. Inhale, come back center. Exhale, opposite. Come back center, opposite. Switch sides. Return back center and bring the soles of the feet to touch, coming into Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly pose. If you like to go a little bit more deeper here, walk your heels in closer towards you. If you feel that you like to really relax, heels away. And even you can support the sides, your knees and your thighs with cushion. Find what works for you and allow your palms also can rest on the thighs, wherever feels comfortable to let you rest. Like water in the lake, slow, steady, and still. Like water from the rain that nourishes the plants and the trees. Like water that come out as tears, cleansing away, releasing. And tears can be tears of joy, things that bring happiness. Visualize your surrounding, soaking yourself in water, be it a flowy river, be it as soaking yourself in hot tub, nourishing, cleansing, soothing, focusing on releasing, and then surrender, surrender, surrender. Just a few more breaths. Slowly from here, reaching your arms up. Give your body a good stretch and bring your palms under your knees to help the knees bring it together. You can stay in a full Shavasana by opening your legs, or you can come back up already. So if you have time, you can just rest in Shavasana a little bit longer. If not, then just turn your body towards your right, palms on the ground, lifting yourself back up into a seated position, seated and grounded and rooted, coming back to center. Slowly, gently open your eyes, inhale, reach your arms up. Bring your palms to the center of your eyebrow and forehead, wrapping the practice with clarity, of thoughts. We cleanse our mind so that we can see with new sets of eyes, seeing good in one another and seeing good in ourselves. Bring your thumbs towards the lips. Let the element of water clear our throat so we speak kindness, loving words towards each other and inspiring, uplifting words towards ourselves and each other. Rub your palms together, creating some heat and warmth from your own body, and place it on your heart. Let the element of water wash away anything that block your heart, so we can open our heart for more love towards ourselves and then share it with others as well. And bring your palms again in front of you. Bow down, honoring yourself for showing up today. May all your actions, your words, and all your thoughts be filled with love, with light, and with peace. And thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste. Thank you everyone for practicing with me. I hope you enjoy the class. To relax, to nourish, and surrender. Short yin practice. There's more videos in my YouTube, and if you'd like to practice with me live stream, you can check out surrenderandfeel.com or my Instagram surrenderandfeel. I'll put it in the caption below, and feel free to leave any comment, feedback, and press like and share this video if it benefits you. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I wish you a wonderful day ahead. Namaste.